spouting off in her podcast. I mean, what is your view of how this podcast is going down at the moment, especially what the royal family is saying, if they're saying anything?
It was very interesting, just before she did it.
This is the type of bombshell that completely destroys someone's public image. Royal expert Angela Levin dropped a shocking statement during a live television interview. She directly challenged everything we thought we knew about Meghan Markle's marriage to Prince Harry. Levin's explosive claim: Harry was never Meghan's first pick from the royal family. The biographer states that Meghan actually wanted Prince William first, the man who will be king. This changes everything we believed about their love story. If this allegation is true, it's not just embarrassing, it's a complete disaster for the Sussexes. For 7 years, they have told the world about their perfect romance. Now that entire story falls apart. This revelation could destroy the fairy tale narrative they built their brand on. The implications are massive. Everything the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have said about their relationship is now under question.
She said that she wanted to speak without anybody filtering out what she said. She wanted to say the real me, so we'd all get to know that. I think she's put herself right down the drain, actually.
The romantic story crumbles, revealing a harsh, methodical scheme. This blueprint wasn't crafted from love, but from merciless determination to claim the ultimate royal crown. Angela Levin has operated within royal circles for years, maintaining extraordinary connections to high-ranking palace figures, courtiers, and assistants who typically shun rumors. This reputation gives her statement serious credibility. When Levin claims palace insiders informed her that Meghan initially set her sights on William, she's not making wild accusations. She's sharing intelligence gathered from those with first-hand knowledge.
I think people have, all around the world, not just the UK, have felt that her behaviour is not appropriate at any level about anyone. I mean, there were several lies that she said as well. One was that...
During her most recent interview, Levin revealed information from reliable palace sources indicating that Meghan's initial encounters with the royal household featured deliberate and occasionally overt efforts to establish deeper connections with William. This wasn't mere gossip, she emphasized. These were testimonies from people who witnessed Meghan's conduct directly and believed her attention was remarkably concentrated on the future king. For Meghan, this allegation goes beyond harmful. It's catastrophic because it implies that Harry wasn't her primary choice from the beginning. Rather, he was simply the accessible option.
N-word, which people don't use about her children. I can't imagine that any journalist would do that today. She hasn't got any proof. Another was that she couldn't take her Archie to school because there'd be about 40 for...
Meghan's first choice became impossible long before her 2016 blind date with Harry. Her social activities weren't random like most Hollywood actresses. Instead, they followed a clear plan. According to Angela Levin's sources, Meghan actively tried to get invited to charity events, fashion shows, and cultural meetings where she knew the Cambridge family would be present. Was she simply interested in the royal family like many people? Maybe. But when you look at the repeated pattern, one event after another, one appearance after another, it starts to seem more like a deliberate strategy to be in the right places at the right times.
Photographers there every single day. Well, there's a law in this country that you can't do that. You can go and take a small royal child on the first day of term, and that's it. You leave them alone, and it's obeyed. And
Meghan didn't accidentally end up in the same social circles as William and Kate. She worked her way into them on purpose. In the celebrity and royal world, being close to important people gives you power and influence. According to Levin, Meghan was trying to collect as many connections as possible to get closer to William, who sits at the top of the royal family. Palace staff members, who are usually hard to impress, reportedly noticed right away that Meghan seemed very interested in William. She would ask questions about him. She paid close attention to his public events. She seemed to carefully study his public image and what he was interested in. Looking back now, this level of attention appears.
It's not obeyed by the photographers, it's obeyed by the press. But she didn't do that. But another one which really fascinated me was that she said that she didn't have to sign anything while she was at the royal family, so she can say anything she liked.
This behavior seemed more like a strategy than genuine friendship. A palace worker who didn't want to give her name reportedly told Levin that Meghan's behavior around William wasn't romantic flirting. It was planned charm. She showed the type of kindness and attention used to impress powerful people who might help advance someone's goals. But this approach had a major flaw. William had grown up learning how to handle royal duties and could easily tell when someone wanted something from him. According to people with inside knowledge, he stayed friendly but distant with Meghan. He made sure their meetings stayed brief and happened only when other people were around.
Whereas what she said in Oprah Winfrey was that they silenced her.
So they took her passports, apparently, and everything else.
Well, she went on 18 holidays the year that they took her passports. I can't imagine they would let her out the country without that. But, you know...
Every plan reaches a moment when it either works or fails. For Meghan, that moment came when she realized William would not help her, but instead would block her path. He was already married to Kate, fully focused on his duties, and had no interest in any personal relationship that might look inappropriate. According to Levin sources, Kate herself quickly noticed that Meghan's attention seemed strange or unusual. Rather than the close, sister-like friendship that Meghan would later say she wanted, Kate kept things polite but distant. She protected her marriage and her role in the royal family with the same careful watchfulness that the palace is famous for.
And really, it was all about her. She wants to align herself with extremely rich women so that they become a group. But actually, she always has to win. And extraordinarily, she thinks that we all want to know. And that, for example, when she was called a diva...
The tension between them that the media often blamed on personality differences may have had a more serious reason. Kate suspected that Meghan had once been interested in her husband, and this meant they could never truly trust each other. When it became clear that William was impossible to reach, Meghan's romantic pursuit of Harry reportedly sped up dramatically. Here was a single royal prince, second in line after William, who was not only available but also known for being emotionally sensitive. Critics say this change in focus happened quickly and was carefully planned. Once Harry was seen as the backup route into the royal family.
That she told us in detail about how she sweated. Well, you know, we don't really want to know that, do we? But I thought that both of them have been just quite dreadful. And I think now coming over here, it's very difficult.
The incredibly fast romance, just weeks from their first date to serious commitment, makes more sense when you understand the rush involved. If Meghan's goal was to marry into the royal family, Harry was her last chance. After that, the love story was completely rewritten. William was removed from the beginning of the story. Harry became the main character, and the story of soulmates fighting the world together was created. But because of Levin's new information, that carefully changed beginning is now being questioned by the public again. And it's much less romantic than the Sussexes want people to think.
Difficult for the royal family to see her because anything they say, she'll take it down and use it as evidence against them, whatever it is they say. She's got a diary, she wants to write another angry book about her terrible time.
When Angela Levin made this statement, people who watched the royal family didn't just question whether it was true. They questioned whether it matched what they already knew. And many people think it does. This wouldn't be the first time Meghan's personal relationships seemed to benefit her career or help her move up socially. Before she met Harry, Meghan was married to Hollywood producer Trevor Engelson. This marriage gave her connections to the entertainment industry that went far beyond what she could get from her Suits acting job. After they divorced, she started socializing with groups that included celebrity stylists, people who donate to political causes, and charity workers with global influence. Each time, you can see the same approach. Meghan focuses her energy on building relationships with people who have power and connections.
With the royal family, she did it. She did her podcast the week at the Diana's anniversary of her death, which I think was totally inappropriate. The Queen is not well, we all know that, yet she just blasts her way through. I've never known anybody quite like that.
Her supposed early interest in William fits perfectly with this pattern of behavior. It's not surprising or unusual. It's just another example of how she typically operates. The public has known for a long time that Meghan and Kate have a cold relationship, but Angela Levin's claim makes this tension much more serious and personal. If Meghan once wanted William to be her path into the royal family, then Kate was never just going to be her sister-in-law. Kate was someone who had already taken the exact position that Meghan wanted for herself. This kind of deep resentment doesn't go away just because people sit down for tea and try to be polite to each other. Instead, it gets worse over time. Some palace workers who have spoken privately over the years
Who won't actually have any empathy for anyone, yet will go and talk to people. She's going to One World, where she's talking to 190 young people about how they should be, and I think nobody should allow her there, because who wants to be like that?
Well, she seems to have, and she has.
Palace staff members have suggested that Meghan often explained a conflict with Kate as personality clashes or cultural differences. But when you look at it through Levin's perspective, those fights seem more like the leftover anger from a competition that Meghan could never win and could never get over. In Britain, Meghan's reputation has been damaged for years. But in the US, where she and Harry have tried to rebuild their image, the romantic love story is still the main part of their public appeal. If Americans start to see Harry as Meghan's second choice instead of her true love, the harm to Brand Sussex could be devastating. This could affect everything: the Oprah interview, the Netflix shows, and even Harry's book Spare.
A lot of people who want to be like her or emulate her, the Sussexes, there's some sort of the Sussex Squad or whatever they call themselves. And then there was that comment that she made about the fact that people in South Africa celebrated when Nelson Mandela was released from prison.
That's the key one. I should have said that first.
I mean, but I mean, these are all.
Their story is built around the idea that they were perfect matches who found each other despite incredible challenges. Take away that main love story, and what do you have left? Two unhappy royals whose public image was based on something that wasn't true. A romance that, if Levin's accusation is correct, didn't start with destiny but with disappointment. For years, people inside the palace have said that Meghan treated the royal family like it was a Hollywood movie studio, something to use for her own benefit rather than an important institution that deserved respect. Angela Levin's claim doesn't just back up that criticism, it makes it much stronger. If Meghan's original royal goal was a future king, not his brother, it makes her marriage look like a business decision designed to advance her career.
King was received in about the same happiness that when Mandela left the prison. Well, that's, beyond reason. And his grandson said that it was absolute nonsense. He should never have done that. But she said it came from when she went to see a theatre.
This wasn't a love story. It makes the palace's early doubts about her not just reasonable, but possibly correct. This is why even royal family members who have kept quiet about the Sussex situation feel a bitter sense of, "I told you so." They were suspicious of her reason from the beginning, and now the public might finally understand why they felt that way. And then there's Meghan's silence. With every other public controversy, from the famous Kate Made Me Cry story to the accusations that she bullied palace staff,
The Lion King, and there was only one black person there, and he said he never said anything like that. He wouldn't dream of saying anything like that.
He said he didn't even speak to her. That's what he said. He didn't speak to her or anything.
Meghan's truths are not many other people's truths. But I think people don't understand the...
Meghan has always been quick to respond when controversy hits, making public statements, giving interviews, or having her lawyers go after people who criticize her. But regarding Angela Levin's accusation that she originally wanted William, there's been complete silence. No denial, no official statement, not even a sarcastic comeback. When it comes to public opinion, staying quiet can be risky. People who already dislike her see the silence as proof that the accusation is true. People who support her are left with an awkward gap that they can't easily explain or defend.